Welcome to AmA Media.2.0. I hope you find here what you were looking for. Thumbs up the video, share and subscribe if you haven't yet. Now let's get it. Enjoy. That is how the legislator seems to have thought about it, and that is why they have tried this hard law, which actually violates the right of property, to make it as gentle as possible for the slaveholders. That's why exceptions have been allowed. Art. 3 of the publication of March 3, 1829 provides that the prohibition of separation of mother and child shall cease to be in force when the child or children, or also the mother, may be sold for freedom, provided that the purchaser undertakes, 3 years after the date of the contract, to request letters of manumission. Art. 4 also permits divorce when it is proposed as a punishment. Art. 5 also makes an exception when it can be considered highly desirable for the owner, or also important for the slave, that the separation takes place. While finally Art. 7 permits the divorce in all those cases in which there is immediate acquisition of freedom for mother or child. The ministerial report also, with a striking naivety, immediately follows its statement that children may not be separated from their mothers, with the enumeration of this exception. The prohibition of separation of mother and children says it ceases to be in force when the child or children, of whatever age, or the mother, are sold for liberty. An exception may be made to this prohibition by the respective judicial colleges if, on account of misconduct committed, the public prosecutor's office requires the separate sale of any slave child or of the mother, as an addition to the penalty to be imposed may be proposed. If, moreover, there are reasons which make it highly desirable for the owner, or also important for the slave, that the general prohibition is deviated from, the owner may, provided that the child to be separated has attained the full age of 12 years, present these reasons to the governor, and may the latter, after having heard the commissar of the native population, request authorization to obtain desired divorce, as he thinks he ought, but what is now, with these exceptions, the whole charitable provision which makes the condition of the slaves of Suriname so much more enviable than that of the unfortunate in America, as long as mother and child belong to the slave class. The separation is forbidden. There is an owner of a slave family is made up of several persons. The head of the family is an old woman, who has already reached the age when the slave is no longer able to work and is therefore a burden to his master. The woman bore many sons and daughters, all to the increase of her master's wealth. The sons are industrial and good craftsmen, the daughters in turn the mothers of many children to come. The owner wants to get rid of some members of this family. He needs a certain sum for an enterprise, and he has enough left over from the others to meet his own needs. But he may, by law, only sell all at once, for he must not separate the children from their old mother. What is he doing now? He wants to be thankful. That old mother has served him so well and done him so much good, he'll show he's got a heart, too. He gives her her freedom. But now the mother no longer belongs to the slave class. All relations of consanguinity between the slave woman and her children have ceased, for the law does not recognize that relationship. The free and the slaves each belong to a separate caste, which can have no more in common with each other than men with beasts. The free man cannot have children who are slaves. The slave cannot have a mother who is free. The children therefore no longer have a mother, for the mother is now free. They are allowed therefore from that free woman and separated from each other. They may be sold and transported. The mother, in her grayness, lonely and deprived of everything that could give her some support in her misery, is left to herself. The owner may become, on his return to the Netherlands, a proponent of emancipation, and to prove that he is serious, and that he leads the nation not only in words but also in deeds, he points to the issue of the Suriname advertisement magazine, showing that he has set his slave girl free. If you give the mother her freedom, you remain master. It depends on her child, and on you alone, to snatch from the mother's heart forever her darling. So AmA thanks you for tuning in. Please leave a comment. AmA until the next video. Peace and much love to all. So Lobby.